Alex, what's going on, my guy?
Hey, what's up, Michael? How you doing?
Good, I'm good. I appreciate you giving me a few minutes of your time today. I really do.
Yeah, of course.
So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Maybe give us like name and then school and position.
Okay. So right now,
Yep.
okay. Alex Highsmith, Charlotte, defensive end.
Perfect. All right. So I've got a few questions for you. So first one, believe it or not, you actually weren't really highly recruited out of high school, which is crazy considering like how you're just shooting up draft boards now. But you eventually walked on at Charlotte. How hard was it like proving to the coaching staff that you're a playmaker?
Mm. I don't. It definitely was, a hard journey for me to be a walk on, but I wouldn't have wanted to have it any other way. I've learned so many things as a walk on. So many character traits, that have been taught to me. Just learning perseverance. Just I've always had a good work ethic, but really just having to increase that as well. And so just coming in, it was also hard for me because I was playing a position that I never played before. At the time at Charlotte, we ran a 3-4 my first 3 years there, and all my life in high school I played inside backer, so I'd never been. I was playing the stand up outside backer at Charlotte because I'd gotten taller and longer to my senior year, but it was just hard for me because I didn't know anything about pass rush, didn't know how to pass rush at all, and so it's kind of hard for me. But I really just worked my way. Fell in love with pass rushing and just wanted to just be the best that I can be at it. And just it's definitely been an awesome journey for me. Kind of like I said, I wouldn't want it any other way.
Right, and it kind of adds a chip, right? So I mean, it's just
Oh
something
yeah.
that like you're gonna look back on in a few years and be like, damn,
Mhm.
like I made it, bro. Like it's crazy. But
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna have that chip wherever I go.
facts, facts. So, the coaches did see your potential and they ended up putting you on scholarships. How did it feel knowing that you earned the respect from your teammates and coaches?
It was awesome. I'll remember that day for the rest of my life. That was just something I've been working for. Ever since I got there. I still remember the day Coach Lambert called me to his office and he just told me that he was gonna put me on scholarship. It was just the best feeling ever. Just look at this guy, say thank you, Lord, and just knowing that all my hard work he finally paid off was so awesome. And but that wasn't the end all be all. That was just a springboard, just helped me to do bigger and better things one my time there. And so I remember I told all my boys, told all my teammates right when it happened, and they're all excited for me and everything like that. And then I was actually going home that day to see my family for summer because I didn't know if I was going to get a scholarship or not. So I was going to stay here and work out here because I didn't want my parents to pay for summer school, and I was just going to come back during camp. But when I got that news, I was excited because I knew I was going home that day, and so I waited to tell my parents and my family and my sister when I got home, and when telling them was just seeing the joy in their faces was just so awesome. It's a day I'll never forget.
That's awesome. That's how it went down. He just like called you into the office. You didn't have to like make a field goal or anything crazy like that.
No. I didn't do any of the big walk on things.
Yeah. But that's awesome though, bro. I'm happy for you. So your junior and senior seasons were just absolutely unbelievable from a statistical, span. What do you think like helped you increase your productivity during that span?
I think just this in my junior year, we was blessed with an amazing coach in George Edmonds for my first years of my collegiate career. So he really helped me to learn a lot about the position and learn a lot about D line. Whenever we were 3-4 the first couple of years, and my junior year we switched to a 4-3 and actually played a lot of 3-down as well. I played primarily a 4-I, but since we were primarily a 4-3 team, he coached just strictly defensive end, so he could focus on us and not have to worry about dropping outside backers as well. So he definitely helped me with my production as well, and just learning more about the game, increase my IQ about the game, just not just watching film, but just really being detailed with it, just knowing what I'm watching, knowing what I'm studying, just also off the field as well. My nutrition helped me a lot. When I first got to college, I just ate whatever I wanted to. I got pretty heavy, got to like 255 my freshman year, gained what they call the freshman 15 because I literally ate anything at the cafeteria. If pizza was there, I was eating that. So basically just learning how to eat right off the field. Like we got a grill at our house, so really every meal during the summer was like I was on like a high protein diet, just really trying to cut body fat, and really trying to gain weight the right way. And literally every meal probably like some type of meat with some type of green vegetables. So I'm just learning how to eat right off the field and just making that a priority. And then just really just my strength. I got a lot stronger in my junior year, and so that helped me have a productive junior season. And then this past year, I didn't have the sack numbers in my junior year that I had in my senior year. This past year, we got a whole new coaching staff. Coach Healy came from Austin Peay, and he brought in the whole coaching staff, and he brought in Marcus West, who came from Minnesota, and it was actually Austin Peay with Coach Healy, and also at Chattanooga with him. And he came in. We switched up the scheme. We weren't running a 3-down anymore, so I got to play a defensive end this past year. We ran a 4-2-5, and just the things he taught me about pass rush, that I hadn't learned, and things that I didn't know. He just really took my game to the next level, and he pointed out things in my game that I need to focus on and fix. So I can just really, attribute with a lot of my success and production this past year to him.
For sure. Honestly, bro, like you're just shooting up draft boards right now. It's actually incredible to watch. Every time, like, I scroll on Twitter, it's like I'm seeing your name get a little bit higher and higher up the list. So you really, you're just balling, bro.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Back. So, you earned an invitation to the 2020 NFL Combine. Following a great career, you had 185 tackles, 47 of those tackles were for a loss, 21 sacks, 5 passes defended, 4 forced fumbles. The list goes on and on. Was it hard to, like, contain your excitement, like, when you got there, or was it just kind of like, I belong here type of moment? Like, what was that like?
It was definitely exciting, that was just the combine, something that I've been dreaming about, since I've been a kid, watching on TV. And just I remember like I was in Atlanta when I got the invite. I remember I got the email for it, and it was like, whoa, is this like the real thing? Because it's like the NFL Combine invite, and like they had like a bunch of paperwork to fill out. But I was so excited when I got that, and so I'm just training for it was awesome in Arizona. But I was super excited to be able to go there. Just a blessing and an amazing opportunity to be there, with a lot of the great guys, the best guys in the country, and just to be able to get that NFL exposure with the coaches and the scouts, get to know the coaches through the interviews and crushing that process as well, and also crushing the workout part as well. So, I really feel like I went there with a chip on my shoulder and handled my business. And, kind of like you say, I did go in there like I belonged because I knew I did. I remember Coach Healy and Coach Oskowski, our strength coach, they both came down to watch me, Benny, and Cam do our workouts. And I remember I talked to Coach Healy before the day of my workout, before I was warming up like earlier in the day, and he told me 2 words. He said, "You belong." And so I just carried that out there on the field with me, and I had really felt like I had an edge over a lot of guys there because of everything I've been through and what I've came from.
So if you weren't playing football, what do you think you'd be doing? My backup plan. I'm an exercise science major, kinesiology major. So now I'm really interested in just like the body and sports in general. So two areas that I've been focusing on possibly doing a career path in is sports performance or physical therapy. After the combine, when I got to Charlotte before everything closed and everything happened, I was doing a sports performance strength conditioning internship with our strength coach at Charlotte. And so that was really fun being able to work with him and just being able to work with my former teammates in that. They call me Coach Smitty, which is pretty cool. So that's awesome. And I remember when I had surgery on my shoulder in December 2018. So and then like that next couple of weeks while I was here in Wilmington, I was really a lot in PT a lot, and so I really kind of like that practice. Just being able to get people back, and I would definitely love to work with be a physical therapist, in a sports setting, sports team setting. So either one of those would be viable options, but I'd probably say that's what I'd be doing or what I'd be pursuing if I didn't have football. For sure. Well, the good news is you do have football, my guy. So who do you try to like model your play style after? Like if you're throwing on film of an NFL guy in the league, current, former, doesn't matter. Who do you try to like take bits and pieces from?
So I really watch a good amount of guys in the league. Examples of guys I watch. I watch Khalil Mack, Von Miller, DeMarcus Lawrence, Yannick Ngakoue, Neil Hunter, and a few other guys as well. Just really just taking bits and pieces from all their game, like Khalil Mack. I try to watch what he does, make his power moves so successful. And I just try to watch Vaughn and how he, gets up the ball so fast and how he bends around the corner. And then I really, one of my favorite moves to use is the cross chop, and that's a move that DeMarcus Lawrence and Yannick Ngakoue from the Jaguars have mastered. So I just love watching them and how they use it. And so I just like taking bits and pieces from all those guys.
Sure. How do you I know we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but how do you like prepare for your transition to the NFL? Like you mentioned your diet a little bit earlier, but like what kind of workouts are you doing with like the current pandemic? Like, how are you still staying in shape and whatnot?
So right now I've been here at home in Wilmington, North Carolina, the past 4 weeks. So I would be in Charlotte right now, finishing my internship and working out up there. But everything going on, I can't do that. Everything's closed up there. So I've been blessed to be able to have some connections down here and be able to have places to work out. So I've been working out, lifting 3 to 4 times a week. My strength coach from Ashley High School, he's now at New Hanover High School, and he's opened his weight room to me to be able to lift over the past couple weeks. So that's definitely been a blessing. And I've been doing like agility and footwork, really working on my lateral skills, working on dropping, because a lot of teams have me saying that I'll be a 3-4 outside backer. So just really working on, my athleticism and versatility with this guy named Terrence Williams, who played running back at Wake Forest University in the early 2000s. So just doing that with him twice a week, and also, working my pass rush drills every day as well. And also I've been doing a lot of cross training, MMA and boxing stuff with UFC fighter Derek Brunson. So Derek's in the middleweight division right now. He's number 8 in the world. So it's pretty cool to be training with him. My dad actually taught him in high school, so that's kind of how I have that connection. So it's been really cool to train with him, because that's not only working on my cardio, but it's working on my hands as well. So I've been blessed, just to be able to have places to train. It's just usually when I come home, I'm just kind of chilling and relaxing. But I really felt like I've worked really hard since I've been home, so it's been good.
So what's the most important trait that you have that will help you transition to the NFL?
I think, my motor and my effort is the most important trait I have. That's something that, if you want to be a successful player, if you want to be a productive player, that's something you got to have. If you don't have a motor or effort, you're not going to make any plays or be a great player. That's something that I can not only use on defense, but I can use on special teams as well. And, a lot of teams have told me that I'm going to be playing special teams my first year, which is something, that I'd love to do, because I'm a guy who's always, taking pride in special teams. That's kind of how I worked my way up to my starting spot in college. So I'm willing to do the exact same thing in the NFL. And the motor, my effort, can help me to just really separate myself and be one of the best special teams guys in the league. That's really a goal that I do have for this year. If I do get to that starting spot, I want to be one of the best defensive guys in the league. So just really my motor and my effort is think about my best trait that I have.
For sure. So what's your favorite college memory?
College memory, that's easy. So this past year, we were the first team in school history to go to a bowl game. So this past year, we started off the season 2-1, then lost 4 straight. We're 2-5, and then we won 3 straight. We didn't win our last 5 games of the year besides the bowl game and lost that. But we were 5-5, and it was senior night, and we were playing our rival. We were playing Marshall, and it was senior night at our house. And this game was the chance. If we win this game, we would be bowl eligible. And we ended up winning senior night in crazy fashion. But the game was pouring. It was raining the whole time. And all our fans were still there cheering for us. It wasn't full because it was raining, of course, but all our fans were still there, and we ended up winning that game. We just dominated on defense that game as well, and just that was probably the best college memory I have by far. Because after the game, we won. I remember all our fans stormed the field like that's never happened before, and I looked at the jumbo screen and it said bowl eligible. With me and a couple other guys and Coach Hilly on there. So it's pretty awesome to just see my dad, and that was the best moment, I think, the best moment out of all was seeing my dad. I literally saw him and ran up to him and hugged him, and we were crying. So it was just an amazing night, and I'll always remember it for the rest of my life. And it was also me and my girlfriend's 6-month anniversary, so that was awesome as well.
Sure, yeah, everything on one day, man. That's what's up. So, what's the biggest adversity that you faced thus far, either in life or in your college career, and then how'd you overcome it?
I think just me being a walk-on is probably the biggest adversity I face. When it comes to my career, a lot of guys, from majority of guys that I played with, you know, are scholarship guys and got scholarships, you know, right out of high school, and they were blessed, you know, to have that size coming out of high school, because I feel like, you know, that's what gets some guys scholarships is the size that they have. And I wasn't the biggest guy coming out of high school. You know, I was a pretty skinny middle linebacker my senior year, but you know, I gained some weight and just, you know, and just kept my head down and kept grinding. So I say being a walk on, you know, it's probably some adversity I had to face, and so it's just cool to look back, you know, see how I overcame it, and just to see where I am now. It's pretty humbling and awesome.
It is awesome, bro. I always love watching stories like that. It's awesome. So, what kind of advice do you have for the young athletes chasing their NFL dream?
I'd just say, you know, fall in love with the process. You know, that's something that I wish I would have done my first couple of years. You know, I was just so focused on getting a scholarship, and yes, I worked hard, and yes, I was committed and stayed disciplined in everything I did, but I just kind of had my eyes on the end goal too much. You know, I just tell the guys to fall in love with the process and just do the little things right, day to day, week to week, month to month. Just be the best that you can be. Outwork everybody. Be the first one to show up, last one to leave. Just be what my coach Evans called a low maintenance guy. You know, be someone who doesn't cause trouble. Be someone who goes to class, and you know, be someone who's not late or doesn't miss anything. So that's some advice I give to younger guys.
All right, Alex, thank you so much for your time today, man. I wish you nothing but the best. I'll be tuning in for sure.
Yes, sir. Of course. I appreciate it, Michael.
Appreciate it. Have a go.
You too. Be safe.